Hello and good morning and welcome to another S-Bahn Wanderings. Was S-Bahn Wanderings, right? Yes, S-Bahn Wanderings. And today again we're on the S4, just one stop down from Absdorf where we visited last time. Today we're in Gaisruck, as you can see, and it's a very small little village. There's a lot happening. I was the only person to get off the train and there's not another train to Absdorf for 2 hours, so you get the impression that this is used to being quiet. That said, that doesn't mean there's nothing to see, and my plan today is to wander that direction, and I think there's something really cool up there. We'll see. Followed by heading back down the line towards Hausleiten, where I will be catching the train home, because these areas it's kind of small, so we can combine 2 stations today, which is good. Along the way, we're going to see some really cool things, I hope. Let's hope so anyway. And yeah, so come along. And also, just as a note from last week, note a few things. 1, better microphone. Remembered this time. 2, I've got a hat. It'll control the hair even though there's no wind today, because of course it's not because I brought a hat. And 3, I have sunscreened up to the hilt. I'm fine. So, you know, you live, you learn on these wanders. In the meantime, come on. It's time for a wander. Let's get going. And I wasn't kidding when I said that Gaisruck was a very small place. Just 232 people live here. That's tiny by anyone's imagination. And I come from Wales, where we have very small villages. As you can see around the train station, there's not a lot because 232 people live here. Still, it's not too bad. In fact, I'm barely out of the station when I come across this sign advertising the Erlebnisweg Kultur verbindet, or Adventure Trail Culture Connects. And it shows me the very thing I've come to Gaisruck to see. There is a viewing platform. It's called the Lieberg, and that's where I'm heading next. Of course, to get where I'm going, I have to pass through the village centre, and of course I come across a church, or in this case a very small chapel. This is the Chapel of St. Leonhard, and it was built in 1871, which is perfect for, you know, a little village like this. And along the way there is a little seating place where you can have a look and see some of the historic past of Gaisruck High Street. Now on the same side, I'm very close to the fire station, and there was this, I think it's some kind of screw? Valve? Blocking device? I don't know. Answers on a postcard. There's also this wonderful little bit of greenery. It shows that actually for a very small village, the parishioners here take pride in their village, and that's really great to see. Of course, if you're going to see a viewing platform, you have to go uphill, because a viewing platform on the flat is useless. Please note that I have to follow the road and leave Gaisruck, and there is a section of road where there is no curb and it's on a bend, so just something to note if you don't have a car. After a brief 10-minute walk, I come across this, and this is where we get to the Lieberg itself. Now, below it has this wonderful set of signs that explains a little bit about the Lieberg and what you're about to see. However, the thing is, you have to get up these stairs. It's not really disabled access friendly, if I'm honest. Looking by the way the camera is wobbling, it's not really jest friendly either. But, you know, I thought this would be a cool shot. Look, there we go around the corner. Oh, I'm starting to get a bit seasick. Oh, this was such a bad idea. But still, look at me go. Oh, dear. Nevertheless, you get the impression that, you know, you can see I'm climbing up, and then all of a sudden, there we are. We're here, we're at the Lieberg, and it's absolutely deathly quiet. So, after 25 minutes walking and strolling around, I have reached what I think is called the Lieberg, which roughly translates to Lee Hill or Lee Mountain, I think. And my God, what a view! It's actually really cool. All around, there are pictures of what you can see, so it'll tell you what you see in the distance. There's a viewing platform, you've got a telescope, and this bloody great big fire pit here that you can imagine they light up as a beacon. Was it worth the climb? Oh yeah, and it wasn't even that much of a climb. Never mind though, less talking for me, more looking at the view I think. And what a view it is. In fact, in the distance from this spot, I can see the Schloss I didn't get to on our last episode here on the S-Bahn Wandering, Schloss Juliusberg. Someone also had a sense of humour, as I'll point out now. It should be noted that they're not without a sense of humour. Here's a plaque telling us and we can see the pyramids in Giza. Someone thought that would be funny, didn't they? Nonetheless, how fun is that? Yep, it's not just Egypt that's getting the fun. Apparently, we can see the Ming Dynasty palace in China. I'll be honest, I didn't bring my glasses with me, so I can't confirm this. One of the really cool things to see in the distance was Fentondorff Power Station, Austria's only nuclear power station. More or less. It was built, it's complete, and then it was never switched on as the political winds changed by the time it was completed and it was decided nuclear power was a no-no. Now, one of the cool things about Fentondorff is you can visit it. It is a tourist attraction, and at some point, I'm sure Vino Wonderland will get there to look. How cool is that? How often do you get to look around a complete nuclear power station? If reading your signs is a bit of a stretch, you can use this cool viewing telescope which actually highlights exactly what you're looking at and how far away it is, which I thought was a really interesting thing to do. Yep, you may not think there's much to see in Gaisruck, and from where I'm standing I can see all of Gaisruck, but this view is definitely worth it. As great as the view was, it was time to move on though and head back into town and towards Hausleiten, and I came across this roadside shrine. If you've been watching our videos, you'll know that roadside shrines are quite common in Austria, and this is no exception. In case you're wondering why I took a picture of this, Ambach is very Welsh, and it kind of just reminded me of home. One of the common things I've seen on my wandering around Lower Austria at the moment is corn. Lots and lots of corn, and you'd be thinking to yourself, you could pick a piece of this, take it home and enjoy it with some lunch. Actually, you can't. This is not sweet corn. This is actually a savoury style of corn that is used for everything from pet food to whatever you need corn for. And as I'm wandering along the way, I pick up the Kulturverbindet again, and this takes me off the main road, which I'm very grateful for, and into the wilds. And you know, there we are. I've come across vineyards again. Oh, how wonderful are they? I just wish I could have got a drink of wine. And of course, it's himself. I've come across a few Jesuses on crosses in my travels. It's interesting. Look, here we are. I'm having a little wander along the road, and this is what you're seeing. This is exactly how it feels, like a drunk wandering home after a heavy night out. In the distance, you can see the train. Yes, that's the actual S4 service heading to Absdorf as we follow it across the horizon. You have such a wide range of views here in the Weinviertel. It's absolutely fantastic. After a good 45-minute walk, I arrive at the edge of Hausleiten and this wonderful church, which is actually the thing I've come to see today. And I'm very lucky that this path is going to take me up the hill to the church and my lunch spot. So after a long walk, I made it to St. Agnes's Catholic Church here in Hausleiten. It's pretty nice actually. Take a look. Fresh from lunch, I head into Hausleiten itself, and I come across, well, I think this is another Pestsaula or plague monument, but I'm not sure. It could just be a general saints one. I don't know. I'm not a religious expert, as you may have noticed, mostly because I can't identify many saints, but this reminds me very much of a Pestsaula. And then we're into Hausleiten itself, and I'm excited because there's going to be a cafe to drink in, and here's a cow that's selling bread, which was interesting. And yet again, another saint. It's Saint someone. Wonderful to see. I really need to look up on this stuff, but again, nice to see. But what I'm really thinking as I look at this saint's face and go, and you are, is I want a cup of coffee or a beer. And I know there's a cafe in town. Unfortunately, as usual, the cafe is closed, so it's back to the station and it's time to head home. So that's it. I'm done for the day. I'm now at Hausleiten station. It's been a fun day. Sadly, at Hausleiten there were cafes available, but they were not open again. It's so quiet in these areas, especially during summer, that they just close for a few hours during the afternoon. So I had to resort to Billa for a cappuccino and a Mars bar. That's my treat for the day. Burned off a lot of calories. Summing up though, well, Gaisruck was fantastic. It showed that just because the place was tiny, and it was, doesn't mean there's nothing to see there. I mean, the view from the Lieberg was just stunning, and to have everything itemized and shown you off into the distance, Egyptian pyramids notwithstanding, it's fantastic. St. Agatha's church, yeah, that was very nice here in Hausleiten. It was certainly a nice place to stop and have some lunch. Other than that, it's been okay. Next time, I'll be heading to the big city in this area. I say big city, but one of the biggest towns, Stockerau. So join me again next time on S-Bahn Wanderings. I'm Just B. Thanks for watching. Remember, like, share and subscribe. Thanks again. Catch you next time.